Thank you for joining us. This is an introductory video for Xaos Publishing. We're a company here in Portland, Oregon that makes tabletop games. You may or may not have heard of us before. We're a new company. We are roughly about 3 years old. And we are building games based on a unique system called the Xaos system. Our system is based roughly, very roughly, on the Fudge system, mixed with several other systems you may have heard of, such as Fate and White Wolf. What makes our system unique is the fact that our system is not based on a sheer failure or success system. It's based on how well you succeeded or how poorly you failed. All of the systems that we're building right now are based on those things. So whether you play our main game that's coming out here shortly called Mechanica, The Empires of Blood and Steam, or whether you play our space western game that's coming out, or our post-apocalyptic game that's coming out, all of them use the same core system. So that means that if you're familiar with D&D or White Wolf, you'll be able to know the basis of the game before you even get started, which is pretty cool. We like it. What our game system is it's based on a cinematic element of role-playing. So we're trying to take something from just you and your friends sitting around a table rolling dice, which is awesome. We've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it since I was a wee child. Most of you have probably been doing it for a while. If you've never done it for a while, that's fine. We built the system so new people can enter this world without any kind of problem. Now, the nice thing about our system is it's very simple. It only uses 2 types of dice. It uses fudge dice, which I know everybody here, unless you're super into tabletop gaming, don't know what a fudge dice is. We'll have some nice little clips here coming up that'll show you what a fudge dice is. And then the other type of dice it uses is what we call percentile dice, so 1 through 100. Those dice are very easy to obtain. Fudge dice are not hard to get either, and we actually have our own type that we're working on that you'll be able to get too. So if you want a complete Xaos Publishing thing going on, you can get our dice, which I recommend, but are not necessary. You can even use a regular D6 to implement a fudge dice. If you don't want to do the fudge dice, we have rules for that in the main core rulebook that's coming out, which is on our Kickstarter right now. The big benefit of our system is the game runs very quickly. It runs very nice. So you don't have to worry about getting into a combat situation and it being the entire encounter that you play. The other nice thing is our game influences both physical combat, mental combat, and social combat. We've actually had playtest groups that have actually done nothing but social intrigue types of games, political intrigue, that type of thing, and have never thrown a punch. And they've had a great amount of fun with it. The other nice thing about our game is it allows you to build whatever you want. Whether you want to build something that's very, very social, or you want to build something that's all, bam, pop, zow, kill the monster kind of thing, you can do that. It's completely up to you and your GM. The other nice thing about our game is it allows you and your GM to create a world together that actually is constantly running. So you don't have to worry about every time you go back to the same tavern, it's a different guy running the tavern, or every time you go back to a city, the city looks a little bit different. There's actually rules and a nice little system so that you can get everything pre-programmed and get everything there. And for you GMs that have always had the problem of, I told you this room is dark, or I told you this was like that, and the player's like, you never said that. We have nice little sheets that outline everything that you get to lay out on the table that actually implement those things. One of the other big differences with our game is I'm sure everybody's experienced metagaming, where the players go out and buy the Monstrous Manual or the DM's Guide or whatever else, and they know all the rules. The nice thing about our game is we implement a way for you to swap templates, which are basic changes of a monster or a place, and you can swap those in and out, and basically, confuse things up. So if you want to make a Medusa that instead of her looking at you and paralyzes you, breathes a cloud of paralyzing spores, or breathes fire, or regenerates, you can do that very easily without a problem. It also has no classes, which the cool thing about that is it lets you build what you really want to. So if you don't want to have to worry about, well, I want to build a wizard, but I want to be able to wear heavy armor and that's impossible, you can do that. You can build your heavy weapon, armor wizard guy, and it's not a problem. The other thing that's nice is it doesn't do the rock, paper, shotgun series. So it isn't when you build the game, oh, I want to play a warrior. Well, my warrior is great until level X, and then all of a sudden my warrior sucks compared to, the magician in my group, who all of a sudden at level X is awesome. Everybody can win or lose. So whether you have a guy hucking a fireball or you have a guy with a shotgun, they both have an equal chance of killing someone, which is really cool in my mind and in the mind of our playtest group. The other thing that's nice is we have had over 30 playtest groups playing our game for about a year and a half, so we do have a wide variety of information that we've used to sort of make sure everything's nice and balanced and plays properly. The other thing that's really cool is we've used bits and pieces of different games that I've worked on over the last 15 years or so. So we have some systems in there that you might notice. We've taken influences from Fate, we've taken influences from White Wolf, we've taken influences from Rifts, we've taken influences from all those things. And we've changed them, altered them a little bit, but they're still recognizable. Anybody that's used them before realizes, oh wow, this guy took that from this, but it's better now, or it's different now. And that's really what we want you to see as a player, as a GM. These things are unique and they're different, but they have a host. Because let's face it, since Gary Gygax built, tabletop games, everybody just sort of borrows things from everybody else. And really what we would like to believe for Xaos is we borrowed things in a good way, and we've changed them in a good way. The other big thing that all of our games have in common is they all take place on Earth. They all take place in our world, but they're an alternate world. So if you ever watch something like Sliders or like, Fringe, where it's a slightly different world, that's what this is. All of our games take place on a slightly different world. A lot of things take place and are shareable. A lot of our deities, a lot of our monsters are playable in multiple worlds. So the nice thing about that is, yes, we are going to have different monstrous manuals, so to speak, for different worlds, but some of those monsters are going to be very inputtable. You can put that in there or slot that in there without too much of a problem. The other nice thing is our game runs on a completely free system. What I mean by a free system is you can pretty much do anything with it that you want. If you decide that you want your game to be more this way than that way, you can do that without a problem. If you decide you don't want to use this element at all, you don't have to. Which is something I feel very unique about our game. But overall, we're a Portland-based company, we're here in Oregon, we're trying to build games, and good people deserve good games. And we think that you deserve this. And throughout everything in the further videos, and if you visit our website, what you're going to find is a truly unique role-playing experience, something that's never been done before. And we hope that you'll join us for it. My name is MP Yordi. Feel free to contact me via Twitter or any of our other social media, and I'll be glad to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video.